everyone. My name is Heather, and I am 32 years old. I am a mother of a 5 3/4-year-old. I am a stepmom for a 5.5-year-old, and I was recently diagnosed with lymphoma. Today was my very first chemotherapy treatment. I wanted to start this video blog to help people that are going through such things. I'm from Massachusetts. As you can tell, it's the fall, and beautiful background here. Get out of the way for a second. Hopefully you can hear and see me just fine because the sun is a little sunny right where I am and the wind's a little windy. But I wanted to tell you about my diagnosis. So about a month and a half ago, I went to the ER because I was having trouble swallowing, and I felt like I had a very swollen throat. They diagnosed me with strep, which actually turned out to be negative. A couple days later, I ended up with a small little lump here that looked almost like some swelling. And a couple days after that, I was going to get my stepdaughter off the school bus, and all of a sudden, I was in so much pain that all I could do was hug myself. And if I wasn't hugging myself, then I was going to be down on the ground crying in pain. She got off the bus and she's like, "Heather, you have to hold my hand." And I'm like, "I can't. You're going to have to walk up the sidewalk by yourself. I'll walk right next to you." And I was in so much pain, I had to call out from work that night. I waitress 2 nights a week, and so I had to call out. My children went off to dance class with their father, my son's stepfather, and I stayed home in bed. The next morning, I got the kids off to school and immediately went to the ER again. So this is exactly 1 week from the last time I was at the ER before. And I got there, I explained the pain, and they said, "Oh, well, there's that small lump in your pain, so maybe you have a thyroid problem." So they checked my thyroid, no problem. I insisted that they do a little more testing. They did a ultrasound of my neck. Everything turned out fine according to them. I asked for additional testing, and I was told no. And I said, "Well, I know there's something wrong. Can we do more testing?" And again, I was told no. Probably about 4 or 5 times I asked the doctor for additional testing, and she told me no. She told me to follow up with my primary care physician within the next 2 days. Unfortunately, due to some healthcare changes in the state of Massachusetts, the doctors in my area stopped accepting the healthcare that I currently have. Sorry, I had to check it, make sure it was still recording. So I didn't have any healthcare, and I explained that to her, and I said, "I don't have a doctor. I need to figure this out now." She's like, "I'm sorry, there's no more that we can do." So I spent the next 2.5 weeks finding a doctor that would accept my insurance, would see me within less than 2.5 months, because every doctor said they were booking at least 2.5 months out. And finally, I found a doctor that said they'd see me in a month or less. I applied for a patient, filled out the new patient paperwork, was accepted as a new patient, and they said, "Okay, we'll get you an appointment in a month." And I said, I don't think I can wait a month. I need something sooner. I explained to them about my symptoms with the lump and having problems at the ER and the pain that I was in. So they put me on hold maybe about 15 minutes, and they came back and said, "Okay, we'll get you in on Monday." So that following Monday, I went to the doctor. I went and saw Dr. Bunny Wong, who's an osteopath, and let me tell you, she's amazing. She's a very caring woman and very thorough. She looked back at my records and told me stuff that was in my health records that no other doctor had ever told me, but was obviously there, like being anemic and things like that. So I've been anemic since 2009, and here it is 2015, and she's the first one that told me. She went through a very thorough check, and she said, "I don't want to get you worried, but I'm worried for you." She sent me for blood work, for a chest x-ray, and everything was pretty much ruled out with the exception of some type of cancer. The chest x-ray showed a mass in my chest and a small little fracture of my sternum. So then I went to a CT scan, and that showed a very large mass, which is approximately, I believe it was 3 inches deep, so from here to here, deep, 7 inches wide, by 10 inches long. And I doubt you can see it on there, but I have a mass protruding through right here. So she sent me for all the testing. She was really great about getting further testing done. Turned out that I have B-cell aggressive lymphoma, which means that it grows rapidly. So as the lymphoma was growing in my chest, it actually snapped my sternum. So the pain that I was in on the day that I went to the ER was actually because my sternum had just fractured the night before. And had they done testing, it would have been found. But unfortunately, they refused all testing. But I was very thankful to have Bonnie Wong go through this and really find something for me. So I now have an answer of what I have. It's been about a month and a half since my symptoms started, and I had my first chemotherapy treatment today. So chemo actually wasn't hard at all. They really set me up thinking that I was going to have allergic reactions and things like that. Didn't have any type of reaction. They do give you a dose of Benadryl in the very beginning, and I've always had very good luck with Benadryl because I tend to be allergic to a lot of things. As you might be able to see, I don't know, it's really sunny. I don't know if you can see that, how bright red that is, the mark from my Band-Aid, just because of the adhesive on the Band-Aid is something that, irritates my skin. So I was actually really surprised. I had not a single allergic reaction to the chemo. It took about 6 hours, and I felt a little woozy with the Benadryl. Wasn't tired, but just that like lightheaded thing, don't move your head too fast kind of feeling. All the other drugs that they gave me over the next couple of hours didn't have any reaction and didn't make me feel any different. Some people have massive chills, where they're actually like convulsing. They're so cold. I didn't have any reaction whatsoever. Very thankful for that. I wanted to let you know that I'm a very positive person. I try to keep my mind on the goal, and the goal is to get better. And now that I have a diagnosis, we're able to start treatment, and the treatment is going to get me to where I need to be, and I'm very thankful for all of that. So chemotherapy to me is not something that's bad, even though it's not a good thing at all. But it's not bad because it means I'm going to get back to being myself. I've been fatigued lately and nauseous lately and just not feeling myself. And I'm very excited that chemo, although might pull me down a few times, is definitely going to bring me back to who I am. So that's it for today. I'm going to keep going along in my about 4.5 month treatment. So I'm going to have treatments every 21 days for 6 rounds. So throughout this whole thing, I will keep this going. My plan is to give you some DIYs on headscarves and things like that as I lose my hair. I'll probably go get my hair cut tomorrow and go back to a pixie cut because right now it's in a ponytail. But I hope you guys join me along my journey, and I hope that I'm able to help someone else maybe cope or learn more about cancer through what I have to say. Thank you.